New game. The first thing I'll start off by saying is Miami's a really good football team. A lot of people look at their record and go, down year and all that. When you put the videotape on, you don't see that at all. They played some really good football teams. I got a lot of respect for the Hurricanes and Manny Diaz and the group. So I don't think they get their due respect about what type of football team they are. So our guys better be ready to go. And we've had a good week of practice. We got 48 hours till game time, maybe 47 now, ready to roll. It's gonna be a battle.
Does with they haven't announced a quarterback yet, do you prepare any differently for either guy?
No, I mean, Williams and Perry are two very similar guys. Perry probably runs pretty good, but I thought DeVito ran pretty good compared to Welsh last week, so it doesn't matter. I mean, if they find a hole, they can gain a lot of yards regardless of who they are. So they're very similar. I mean, their offense is our offense. It's not like two different packages. I think they run their offense.
How is the team different with Manny as the head coach?
I've seen him on videotape. How would I know? I mean, they're the same team. I don't see any difference as far as who they are. It's the Miami Hurricanes, and they got a head coach and they got assistant coaches. They have trainers and equipment guys, and if I sat there if I could spend a week there with Mark Richt and spend a week with Manny Diaz, I might be able to tell you. But I don't think I don't think I can answer that question.
And what's a staple of a Manny defense? What's something that
staple of Manny defense is, one of the big things I'd say where he is different than most is just some of their stunts up front. I mean, some of the nose tackle twists. If you guys wanted to, zoom in on those things, they're really good. It's hard to get a beat on what they're doing, when they're doing it, why they're doing it. They shut down our weak side run a year ago with some of what we call a nut stunt. And again, they just kind of mess your blocking scheme. They just cause havoc with your blocking schemes. And we've worked our tail off all week on that. So that's what I would say. Besides I talk about their speed, Quarterman inside, their middle linebacker, 47 straight starts is a man, is a first round middle linebacker at the next level. And then I'd say that, their ability to zone blitz, they got a good zone blitz package as well. So I'll give you 3. But I'll start with the unique one. We have zone blitz. There's a lot of people that blitz. It's really the guys blitzing, and then those stunts up front are good stuff.
Pat, how would you assess the offensive line through 7 weeks?
They get graded weekly, John, and every week. And I'd give them a B last week, and give them a D in the first quarter, first series, and then they got a lot better. So, we're always on worries about what they graded out this week and what they do Saturday. If we get a B effort, we got a chance. If we get a C effort, we won't be very good.
Do you see those guys improving since day one?
I do. I see, the entire group getting, better. I mean, can you tell that in rushing yards? Would we have that earlier in the year? I don't know. But I think they are getting better, and it's hard to measure. Again, this front seven we're going to face at Miami, if we rush in 70 yards and we don't, if AJ has 70 instead of 103, are you guys grading them down or are you grading them up? It all depends on who you're playing against, so, we'll see what it looks like. But it's a nasty front seven.
How did AJ grade out and, kind of coming back off an injury?
Really good. I give him, you guys are asking grades today. Did you guys get your report cards today or something? Report card time? It is?
Tuesday.
That's good. How'd you do?
Honestly,
AJ played well. He really did. Not just on 3rd and 2 when we needed it in a 4-minute situation, but he had a good game.
How did Jake grade out?
Jake Cradle, the grades. Jake did nice. I'd say, I'd give Jake a B for his first start, maybe an A, just as far as his first start. It's different starting and different, coming in when you don't get a chance to think about it. He thought about it all week, knowing he was going to be the guy. And Gabe Hoyle will be ready to go this week as well. But I thought he did a nice job in there.
So Gabe will be good to go?
He'll be ready to go.
We had talked some a little bit earlier about Manny Diaz. What are the most difficult adjustments that a coach has in their first year as a head coach? Because I guess he's taken this. He was a long time a defensive coordinator, now a head coach. You went through something somewhat similar to that. What are the toughest acclimations to
Dealing with you guys, no, I'm just kidding. No, you know, it's, I don't know for him, I know, you know.
But
and
for you,
again,
though.
For me, I think you guys asked that question maybe 45 times since I've been here, and I felt like there was nothing because, you know, I got to do a lot of media at Michigan State. Every post game I did, you know, for 8 years at Michigan State and Cincinnati. So it's 11 years of after the game, the head coach went in there, the coordinator went in there, and then the players came in. So I've done all that. And I would say dealing with the media and what you say, when you say it, and really just leading the entire team. I think those are probably the two main things. But you know, has Manny done a lot of post game interviews with Mark Rick? I don't know. I don't know what he's done, so I can't tell you what his biggest adjustments are. But I'm not worried about his adjustments. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about what we do and how we run our program. But Manny's he's a leader. He's led the entire defense, which is a big group, and he did a heck of a job as one of the best D coordinators in the country. So he's well equipped, that's for sure.
What did you learn from watching last year's game?
It was a tight game for a while. I mean, that punt return where Jimmy Madura got jacked up, was really the turning point. We didn't score much, but again, we had a run game, and as we talked, what's a successful run game against that defense? We had a good run on what we ran for. I didn't look at the stats. What did we run for? Anybody know? I mean, not very good. And again, we weren't a very good passing team. So, it's a team that you probably got to throw it first and then run it. Hope your pass sets your run up. And he did
Less than 70 yards.
less than 70 yards. So if we know what we rushed for last year. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Miami defense, Manny Diaz defense. So if you rushed for 70 last year, okay, maybe 40 yards is a good rushing day this year, right? So you guys give us an age on if we rushed for 40, that's pretty good. We rushed for we had 2,000 yard rushes last year, Jerry. What do you want? We rushed for 70.
In any case, 40 is not a lot of yards.
So we're going to have to loosen things up in there, and we got to have a good game plan. But they're good front. They're good, and we'll have to play well.
Mark kind of brought up the other day, your longest touchdown run this year is 5 yards. What do the running backs need to do to break off a big one?
That's great. Thanks for reminding me. We got to make something happen. We got to break some tackles and create bigger holes. We got to get our receivers downfield blocking that next guy. But it's all part of the process. And sometimes we haven't had big passes either now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're winning the time possession. We're getting a lot of first downs, and it's like it's like 3 plays and a first down. It's 3 plays and a first down. It's 3 plays and a first down. That's kind of what we've done all year. It's not been where's the big explosive passes? I'm talking the gigantic ones. We haven't had those, at any point this year. Shockey had about the closest one 2 weeks ago at Duke, where he caught it over the middle, I think in the fourth quarter, and he just, they tapped him like that and went down. It's like, pick your feet up. But that's what we're missing, is that guy that will break a tackle, make one guy miss, and take it to the house, and that's what we got to get.
Pat, this was the game 2 years ago. Obviously, it was later in the year then. That Kenny really kind of broke out as a player that looked like a future star at quarterback. How is he? Obviously, that progression hasn't been like smooth or linearly rising, but how has he improved since that game 2 years ago when he played against Miami? How's he a different guy than he was then?
I think he's a lot more confident right now in the passing game. But I'll say this: his first start is against Miami, and he beat the number 2 team in the country. Then he starts the entire year and is able to lead our offense to the ACC championship game for the first time ever. And he's come off to a good start so far throwing the ball. So a year ago we were a run football team and didn't throw very well. So he's obviously a lot better throwing the ball right now. And he's led our team to a lot of victories and to an ACC championship already. And again, we threw for 8 yards in that game. And obviously it's not all Kenny's, obviously. So, I mean, he's done an incredible job, and he's gotten better in every phase, as a leader, as a thrower, as a passer, as a quarterback.
So how would you grade him?
I give him an A, Craig. I give Kenny an A. I mean, golly. You watch that guy stand in the pocket today, yesterday, the week before, and you watch him stand in the pocket against Virginia, or pull up a video of last year, him standing in the pocket and his presence in the pocket. His pocket presence is different, and that's a credit to Mark Whipple. Because I don't know a thing about quarterbacks, Jerry.
When you say Gabe is ready to go, is he going to start, or is he ready to go like off?
I don't know. That's what they have games for. But he's back healthy.
It must be good. Jimmy didn't play in that Miami game last year. Is he going to can he make a big difference?
You know what? I didn't watch the offense. That's good. Glad you reminded me. Yeah, Jimmy can make a big difference. Yeah, yeah. I forgot the Jimmy Morrissey factor. No doubt about it. I think
What makes Jimmy a good center?
His attitude, number one, which that word's all over the building here, and number two, his intelligence. We talk about that knowledge. His attitude and knowledge are the two of them. He obviously plays with great effort. He's tough, but the two biggest things he's got is his attitude, how he practices every day. I don't have to push a button to get him going. His button's already pushed, and it gets stuck in. The button's pushed, and it's like got stuck because Jerry, you dribbled some syrup on that button, or not. I don't know what happened. And then the knowledge. And again, when I talk about knowledge, this guy has as good a knowledge as any football player I've been around, offense or defense. And when I say that, he just has a feel of what's going on inside. And I'm not talking identifying in front and saying, he's the Mike or that guy's the Mike. Not a Mike idea. I'm talking about like what people are doing, what their stance looks like, what their alignment. There's so many things that just go beyond what we can even talk about in here. But a linebacker stance, his lean, whether he's blitzing or not, and alerting everybody else. Hey, alert that guy with a word. Alert that there might be a stunt going on. Okay, it's huge. I told you about the stunts that they run up front. And, last year I think it was like 3 blind mice up in there. But when Jimmy's out there, we have like 25 eyes now. We have better eyes. So maybe we'll get 71 yards rushing instead of 70 with Jimmy in there. I forgot Jimmy didn't go. But that was a long time ago.
There's an ESPN article this week calling your defense one of the biggest surprises in the country. Are you surprised by your defense's performance?
No. I mean, we expect to be good every year, it's kind of, it's an attitude, and that's kind of what we're building and what we wanted to build, and you're starting to see a little bit of it, and again, we'll see where we finish up in the mid-season grades. It must be mid-season grade time, huh? We'll see if the guy or whoever it was says it at the end of the year. See if he says it next week. I mean, what are they going to say on Sunday? That's why I tell our guys, it doesn't matter what you did a week ago. It doesn't matter about 38 sacks or whatever we got. It matters what you do today, because that's all you guys will remember. That's anybody will remember. That's all your parents will remember. They might buy you dinner after a win, and they might just freaking say, hey, I think we got to get home. And we might leave. You're here all by yourself. So nobody really cares, probably including the parents, including my wife.
Anything else?
Yesterday, Paris was telling us how much he's enjoying making an impact on his hometown team. How does that impact recruiting, and what do you remember about the first time you saw Paris?
Paris, I love that guy. But he's, you talk about a guy that loves the game of football. And I watch him practice out there today, and I talk to our guys after practice about, some guys love this. They love the process. They love the grind. And, I think some guys don't. I watch some guys practice and go, like, what was that? Whether it be a 13 guy or a rock or whatever it may be. That guy loves the game. He's fun to watch. It's not just in game days. The guy plays with energy most of the time. There's some days we got to push his button too, but very rarely do you. He's not a Jimmy Morrissey, but he's a 95% guy that enjoys the game. He's out there just flying around today on Thursday when some guys are trying to get rested for the game. But he's made a major impact on this football team. I think every week he's going to continue to get a little bit better. He's still not where we want him to be. I think he can be elite because his football FBI. I wouldn't say his defensive knowledge or his offensive knowledge, but his football FBI is off the charts. It really is. He's got a unique sense of where the ball is going. Sometimes it's too unique. I mean, sometimes he does his own thing out there, but sometimes, most of the time, he's right. But he's still got to play within the framework of the defense. But it's great for for the city of Pittsburgh. It's great for all his, he knows everybody in the city of Pittsburgh. They all know him. They all know Diddy Bop and Paris Ford, and they all want to be a part of him. And he's got a personality that attracts everybody. And you guys probably saw that in your interview with him yesterday. He's a beauty.
Coach, thank you very much.